Hello, Brockton. Good evening, Brockton. Thank you for tuning into my show, BATBUSGUY. I want to start, as usual, by reminding you that for your safety, when you get on a BAT bus, immediately ask the driver not to move the bus until you are seated. Remember, that is your right according to BAT policy. I now want to update you on my progress in getting your mayor and city councilors to publicly inform you about this threat on the bus. As I told you on my last show, I was communicating with the office of Massachusetts State Representative Rita Mendez. I have good and bad news to report on this progress. First, the good news. Her office conducted the 5th investigation of my approximately 80 safety complaints about BAT drivers driving illegally and threatening your safety on the bus. Her investigators spoke with the mayor's office, with BAT officials, and with MassDOT, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. They all confirmed that my safety complaints were valid and that disciplinary action was taken against the drivers. Again, that makes five separate investigations that have all confirmed my safety complaints were valid. Now the bad news. BAT and the mayor's office and MassDOT, despite agreeing that BAT bus drivers are in fact guilty of driving illegally and threatening your safety on the bus, have stated, and I have this in writing, have stated to the investigators that the people of Brockton do not have a right or need to be informed about this threat. This is confirmation of what I have been telling you. They do not care about your safety. I know it's hard, you don't believe it. It is, they do not care about your safety. Let's see, if they did, they would issue a public statement immediately. I also had a communication from City Councilor Winthrop Falwell. He wanted to know why I was being so persistent in continuing my efforts to get the City Council to publicly address this threat on the bus. I gave him a very long list of reasons why I was continuing to push for a public statement. While thanking me for my informative and detailed list, it was very long, Councilor Farwell again stated that this is not an issue for the City of Brockton or the City Council, and that there is nothing the City Council can do for me. I responded to Councilor Farwell that he was wrong. I stated that there were 2 steps that the City Council could immediately take to protect the safety of BAT riders, as well as holding BAT accountable for these public safety violations threatening the people of Brockton, his constituents. Number 1, they could immediately implement the steps that Jamal Brathwaite stated on my first episode of my show a couple of months ago. For example, the Brockton City Council has the legal authority to bring BAT before the full City Council and ask them to fully explain why they cannot get this threat to passengers on the bus under control, as well as what steps they have taken and what steps they will take to ensure rider safety, and including safety of the bus drivers, and get their drivers to stop driving illegally and threatening passenger safety. To do this would require 1 city councilor to present a resolution to the City Council. In attendance before this City Council at this time would be 1 member of the mayor's staff, as well as the city solicitor, as well as myself, because I know all the information. I'm the one that made the complaints. I'm the one that can talk about these threats. BAT would be required to produce an annual review to the City Council on their efforts to ensure rider safety as well as BAT safety. BAT needs to have specific measures and steps in place, providing assurance to the public about the safety on its buses. BAT needs to post signs on all buses addressing a list of 5 standards of service that are visible and understood by all riders. Number 2, I reminded Councilor Farwell that the Brockton City Council did not need to get the Mayor Sullivans, nor BAT's, nor MassDOT's, nor the city attorneys, nor anybody's permission to stand up and defend the right of the people of Brockton, their constituents, to get on a bus safely. There is nothing prohibiting the City Council from standing up and protecting your rights to get on a bus. They simply do not want to do it. I reminded Councilor Farwell that the fact that BAT and the City of Brockton and MassDOT and the Brockton Police Department and the Office of Representative Mendez have all confirmed and agreed that there is an ongoing threat on BAT. I stated that is reason enough for the City Council to stand up and address this issue and protect their constituents. Address it. You don't need any more information than that. What more do you need? You don't need anything else. I want to say that while I understand that our country is divided and going through some very tough times right now, I find it very troubling that despite all parties, 5 different people, 5 different organizations agreeing that there is a threat on the public buses, that not one of them will stand up or come together with the others and put their differences aside and stand up to protect the safety of innocent children and disabled seniors and pregnant mothers also, because I've witnessed that on the bus, and other members of our community to safely get on a public bus. I don't know why this issue has gone on so long. I don't know what more information they need, that this is serious. They have to step up and address it. But I don't know. I still push and keep trying. Anyway, I want to say, have we really reached a point in our society that we have lost all human compassion to do the right thing? Are we really prepared as a civilized society in the year 2023 to simply say to the innocent, low-income, hard-working people of Brockton who have no choice but to ride the bus? They can't afford cars. They have to ride the bus. That's their only form of transportation. And then they proceed to get injured due to the driver's illegal driving behavior. Are we willing to say to these people, tough luck? That's life. Don't be a crybaby. Are we willing to say if a pregnant mother falls on the bus and has a miscarriage and loses her child, are we prepared to, as a civilized society, to say to her, that's all right, you can have another kid? If a disabled senior falls and breaks their hip, are we prepared as a civilized society to say to that person, so what? You can have a hip replacement. God help us. Please tell me we have not sunk to this level in our society. So I say again, and I will keep saying to Mayor Sullivan and the Brockton City Council, please, 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 immediately issue a public statement before BAT's luck runs out and a passenger is seriously injured. Let me also say, I believe that the most important issue in our community is public safety, and I am proud to stand up and speak out for the most vulnerable members of our city to get on a bus safely without the driver moving the bus and threatening their safety. I now want to emphasize to you the importance, again, of knowing what your rights are. I can't say this enough to you. I want to get this in your head. So I want everyone to understand who takes the bus, especially the immigrant community. I want it to be like a normal thing. You see the bus, you step on, your head automatically says, okay, you get on, Mr. Driver, please don't move this bus until I find a seat. You have to get in the habit of doing that, because it's the only way you can protect yourself. And never forget that. Those are your rights. Again, do not let anyone tell you otherwise. I want to read you a couple of emails I haven't read to you yet to show you how long, to emphasize how long this has been going on and how I've been pushing and how everyone's refused to address this. This is something let's see, this is on Sunday, March 26, 2023. It was sent to Mayor Sullivan. I said, my name is Richard Ripley. I have sent you previous emails. Recently, I've been communicating with your Chief of Staff, Sidney Marrow, concerning BAT and the threat on the BAT buses. The issue, I believe that I and all Brockton residents have a right and an expectation to be able to get on a bus and pay my fare and not have to hold on for dear life to prevent myself from falling down or being thrown through the windshield because the bus driver is operating a bus in traffic while I am standing trying to pay my fare or trying to find a seat. The bus driver should not be moving the bus until all passengers have paid their fare and moved past the yellow line. That is the law. I don't know why we keep having to debate this. That is the law. This should not be up for debate with MassDOT or BAT or the city or the state representatives. The law is the law. We are supposed to be a law-abiding society. Our elected officials are supposed to uphold and support and defend the law. It's as simple as that. I can't get it through their heads. Anyway, let's see. Your Chief of Staff, Sidney, tells me that you agree with me that the people should have a right to get on the bus safely. If that is the case, then why am I having to fight like hell to get this public safety information out to all Brockton residents? I have asked Sidney, now I will ask you. Please post a notice addressing this threat on BAT on all City of Brockton websites, at hospitals, in supermarkets, at all BAT bus stops, to get this message out, including all Brockton senior centers, senior apartment buildings, schools, to get the message out. It is your job. It is the law in Massachusetts. I cannot believe that me, a simple Brocktonian, a 67-year-old guy who's been a victim 4 times on the bus, is trying to enjoy my retirement, and I'm trying to address a real, honest-to-goodness public threat that you, the city of yourselves, have investigated and determined that I am right. What is wrong with you? I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone here, and you will not do anything. I don't understand it. But anyway, again, I'm still fighting. I will never stop fighting. Let's see, Mr. Mayor, as you are aware, Brockton is a city of immigrants. A disproportionate number of them are low income and have to ride BAT buses to get around the city to go shopping and to medical appointments, just like me, and to visit friends and family. As such, they are not aware of their right to get on a bus safely. The problem, Mr. Mayor, is this, and I'll address this to the City Council, to Representative Mendez, and also Senator Dubois. I think that's her name. It's Dubois. I think it's called Dubois. They're now in the middle of this. Your state representatives now refuse to inform you about this threat. Anyway, the problem is this, as I've told them in writing, and I have those documents, the problem is that immigrants in Brockton, many don't speak English, and many, many more are afraid to speak. They're afraid to stand up and ask questions. They don't know what the law is. They don't know that they have a right to get on a bus safely. They think that you get out, you step on a bus, the driver immediately hits the gas, the bus doors are wide open, and they hit the gas and go down the street and force you to hold on and for your dear life, praying and hoping that the bus driver doesn't hit the brakes and you have to fall down and get hurt. They honestly believe that that is normal. That is a normal course of business. That's just life in the big city. It's up to you, Mayor Sullivan, and the city councilors. I'm not going to mention you all by name. It'll take too long, but you know who you are. You've received my emails repeatedly. You need to inform the public. Please inform the public. They're your constituents. Let's see. Mr. Mayor, based on the strong emphasis, so here it is here, this is what I want to say. Mr. Mayor, based on the strong emphasis you placed on immigrants and giving them what they need and helping them assimilate in your State of the City address back in, back in March 2023 in your State of the City address, I am confused. What is the delay? What are you waiting for? I am composing this email after listening to your State of the City address online. You stated, Mayor Sullivan, in your State of the City speech, you stated and or emphasized that you are mayor of everybody. You stated you will continue to deliver services that keep the city safe. You stated you will continue to deliver, you stated you will serve the public. You stated it is important to educate and inform residents. You stated you will work with everybody. You stated, and these are your words, not mine. You stated if there is no struggle, there is no progress. You also stated, I will help immigrants assimilate into Brockton's community. You mentioned a marketing campaign to work with everybody and give them what they want, give them what they need. You stated you wanted to make Brockton a better place for all residents. You declared your life of service and commitment to serving the people of Brockton. You stated to Brockton residents, I will continue to work with you and for you. You mentioned, and this is a really crazy one, it goes right to the heart of what my issue is for the last 10 months. You stated, and again, this is all documented. I have it documented. It's online for anybody to see, for posterity, for generations from now to see. You stated how important public transportation was, and you pledged to improve service. So why won't you publicly address this issue and inform the public so that they can protect their kids and their families on a public bus? Okay. Next, I think I said this, I don't know if I said this here on the BCA, but I know I stated at some churches and some community centers when I campaigned for mayor. I stated, this one says I stated it on June 3rd, 2023. There is one aspect of this public safety threat that I just cannot get past. It is the appalling fact that not one of you, meaning Mayor Sullivan, the City Council, MassDOT, and now our state representatives, since this threat started on February 10th, 2023, has expressed any concern or human compassion for the need to immediately inform the general public of this threat that awaits them on BAT buses. I am talking about innocent children, seniors, and the disabled, all oblivious to the threat that awaits them when they step on a public bus, a BAT bus. And each one of you were aware, but did nothing to warn these people. That to me is a sickening and revolting. I am ashamed of each one of you. Each of you hold positions of trust in organizations where public service is supposed to be paramount. I need to repeat that. Each of you hold positions of trust in organizations where public safety is supposed to be paramount, and you failed your constituents. You failed the city. No, that's the end of that statement. Okay, now this one here is, let's see, it's dated March 9th, 2023. It was a Thursday. It came from Michael Damon. He is, if I remember correctly, he is the general manager of BAT operations. He stated to me that Ms. Forrester, she's another BAT manager, sent me over some negative experiences you have had while being a passenger on our buses. Your recent experiences have been deemed a valid concern, and I have personally spoken with both those drivers on those buses, and I told them I expect an immediate compliance. Please contact me with any questions or future concerns, and I will be more sure to address them in a timely fashion. But it shows that how long this has been going on, how long BAT has repeatedly told their drivers again and 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 again, stop but do not move the bus till people have a seat or get on the bus safely. They've repeated it, but the drivers just don't care. Let's see, this one here says Saturday, August 19th, 2023. Let's see, this email, good morning everyone. This was sent to Mayor Sullivan, the City Council, BAT, and Hyman, the editor of the Brockton Enterprise, and WATD News Radio for the South Shore. It says, good evening, good morning everyone. This email is my continuing attempt to prevent a tragedy and possibly save a human life. Today's illegal driving incident to threaten the life of passenger safety is bus number 1803 at approximately 11:37 on Saturday, August 19th, 2023. As soon as a passenger, a male, stepped onto the bus, the driver immediately drove off into traffic before even shutting the doors, which is what I've been saying so many times. That's also been proven by all these investigations. The guy was standing there, trying to put his money into the fare box, and the driver hits the gas, the doors are wide open, and you can see on camera, his whole body jolts back towards the wide open doors. And before I continue this, I want to stress again, I've said this multiple times to you, Mayor Sullivan, to you, all members of the City Council. I've stated it also to State Representative Mendez and State Representative Dubois. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I've said this many times, that this has gone on for so long and you will not listen. One of these days, the bus driver is going to hit the gas, the doors are going to be wide open, and that passenger, they're going to fall back. They're not going to grab a hold of something at the last minute, and they're going to end up on the street, on Pleasant Street or Center Street or whatever street they're on, and they're going to be laying there either seriously injured or dead. And how are you, Mayor Sullivan, going to address that? Are you the City Council? Are you going to tell those parents of this kid, if it's a young kid, or the loved ones, if it's an elderly person, oh, I'm sorry, that's tough luck. This is not a Brockton issue. This is a bad issue. I'm your mayor, and I can't help you on this. It's not an issue for us. You have to talk to BAT. Is that what you're going to tell to these parents? Oh, let's see, where did I end up? And he say, I said drove off before shutting the doors, which, as we all now know, is illegal and dangerous driving behavior that clearly threatens the life of passengers. It should be clear to you now that the problem is one of three things, as I understand it. There's probably more, but three things that I hammer in on. First, BAT's training methods are not working. I think that's definitely true. Also, BAT, either that or BAT is lying when they said it is taking this issue seriously and addressing it with the bus drivers. They're telling us they're doing it, but are they doing it? If they are doing it, then why are these drivers continuing to not follow the law? And again, what I just said, certain drivers simply do not care about following the laws to keep passengers safe. And then again, these drivers never will. It should be obvious to BAT right now and to Mayor Sullivan and the city councils and all of you out there. There's a certain group of drivers who will never follow the law. They do not care about public safety. They do not care that BAT is giving them the directive. They're not afraid of losing their jobs. They're not afraid to tell BAT management to go screw yourself. We're going to drive the bus the way we want. And to prove this, there's a simple, easy way to prove this. What I've said repeatedly again before, I lose track because there's so many things I say, but what I've said repeatedly is, BAT, the city council, when they bring BAT before the city council, which they eventually will, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it will, they need to tell BAT to bring the videos, the bus tapes of these incidents I'm talking about. Then you, the public, can witness just what I'm talking about. The guy's hand all the way back and grab and hold before they fall out the door of the bus. It's there. They need to get BAT to provide these videos. That is what we called in the 70s with Richard Nixon and Watergate, the smoking gun. Bring these tapes to the city council, publicize them to the people of Brockton, right here in BCA. You can show them right here and let the people see what I'm talking about. Because I know there's people out there that think, oh, Mr. Ripley, you're crazy, or you're some publicity hound. You don't know what you're talking about. You just like to talk and make threats and ruin people's reputations. That is not the way it is. This is real. This, again, it's been investigated 5 times, and we have to get BAT to bring these videos to here to BCA or wherever they want to bring them and publicize them and let the people see what I'm talking about. That will put an immediate end to this. Okay, so I'm sorry, I lost my place here. Let's see. So I again asked Mayor White to publicly address this. This question I said here, this question is for all of you. Have we really reached the point in our society? I already said that, I'm sorry. All right, let me go to the next one. This one is Friday, August 18th. It says, good afternoon, everyone. The driver today, again, moved the bus. Well, this time it was a female passenger, was standing there carrying bags. And again, the door was open, and she was trying to put her money in. And she didn't fall back as badly as this one previously, but the same thing happened. And I said, the bus was, Mr. Mayor, this is a perfect example of why this is and will continue to be an ongoing threat. Mr. Mayor, what will it take for you and BAT to realize that certain drivers simply do not care about passenger safety? Mr. Mayor, please stop gambling with the lives of innocent bus passengers and act like the mayor. Let's see. Again, I say Dustin, I say, don't wait for an elderly rider to fall down and break their hip. Mr. Mayor, I want to ask you a serious question. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm sorry to be blunt, but what the hell is wrong with you? How many times are we gonna go through this? You've investigated it. You determined it's real. Well, act on that. Inform the people. This one here, let's see. This one is to Kelly Forrester. This is on Monday, February 27th. This is when this first started, right around the time this first started. I state, good afternoon, Kelly. The following BAT bus drivers today on February 27th have shown a continued serious and troubling lack of concern for the physical safety of BAT passengers by physically moving the bus while passengers are standing forward of the yellow line trying to insert their fare and then trying to find a seat on the bus. This is despite the fact that BAT management, in fact, you told me, Ms. Forrester, BAT management had a meeting just the previous week with all BAT bus drivers in person, at least that's what you told me you did. You said you addressed this with all the BAT bus drivers in the third week in February of 2023. I have that email where you stated that. And you stated to all the drivers that they need to start obeying the law. Don't move the bus till people find a seat. You said you posted notices at BAT. You posted notices on the bus. You reiterated it through the intercom system on the buses and at BAT Center. You said you drilled it into their heads. But as we've seen, it hasn't worked. Okay, next I wanted to say, let's see, this one was Wednesday, October 25th, 2023. Oh yeah, I remember saying this. I didn't need to repeat it because it's important and it's pertinent. I stated the reality is to the people of Brockton, I said, the reality is your elected representatives and this administration have lost their way, their will, and their sense of purpose of why they were elected to represent the people of Brockton. To serve, they are there to serve and represent all the people, not just their friends, supporters, and contributors to their campaigns. The disturbing fact is, since I began tracking and reporting these dangerous safety violations more than 8 months ago in February, neither the city nor BAT has ever publicly addressed this threat with you, the people of Brockton. I have repeatedly asked Mayor Sullivan, both verbally and in emails, as well as the Brockton City Council, one simple question that they to this day have refused to answer. That question is, do all Brocktonians, whether black, brown, or white, young or old, healthy or disabled, have a right to an expectation to get on a BAT bus safely without the driver illegally moving the bus? That is a very simple question, Mr. Mayor. A very simple question. Why won't you answer it? In fact, I was in your office with Sydney Marrow, your chief of staff, back in early February. I think after the first incident, I came in the office. I had to address a complaint. I wanted to drop off some documents for you, and she invited me into her office, and she sat down along with John. I can't remember his last name. He's Mayor Sullivan's director of constituent relations. And he was sitting beside me, you were sitting on the other side of me, and I was looking at you, Sydney Marrow, and you said to me, Mr. Ripley, Mayor Sullivan agrees with you. The people of Brockton have a right to get on a bus safely. I don't have that documented because it wasn't recorded. Oh, no, you may have it recorded in your office. That's good. I hope you do. Anyway, sadly, all of you have refused to respond to my question. Now, while I understand that Mayor Sullivan and the Brockton City Council have no legal obligation to respond to my questions, I do believe that they have a moral obligation to the people to act responsibly and inform them whenever they are aware of an illegal, dangerous, and ongoing public safety threat anywhere in the city, not just on a bus, anywhere in the city. In my opinion, when instead of acting responsibly, our mayor, you, Mayor Sullivan, and my city councilors have decided to play God and gamble with and risk the lives and safety of the most vulnerable members of our community, innocent children and disabled seniors. And I just want to cut in here before all my critics out there, and I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. You're going to say that you're going to say that I shouldn't talk like this about the mayor. I shouldn't say, oh, he's playing God and gambling with the lives of innocent citizens. But let me ask you again, what do you call it when you're the mayor of your city, and your city councilors who are there to protect you and defend the rights and the laws that we live by, refuse to address this issue of public safety and to the kids and the disabled seniors? What do you call it when they refuse it? Are the people of Brockton, like myself and the other immigrants who are threatened on the bus, are we supposed to say to Mayor Sullivan and to you, the city council, oh, thank you very much for not telling us? Are we supposed to say thank you for not caring about the safety of our kids? Are we supposed to say thank you, and then bend over? Is that what we're supposed to do? Do your job. That's why you were elected. Anyway, in my opinion, like I said, instead of acting responsibly, and you refuse to say it, then we must be truly living through a sad and shameful chapter in Brockton's history. Let me also say now, I have stated to this multiple times to Brockton's elected representatives, as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow, eventually the sun will rise tomorrow, eventually Bat's luck will run out, and a tragedy will occur, and an innocent Brocktonian will be seriously injured on the bus. I don't know what day this is going to happen. I don't know what the circumstances are going to be. But just, it is going to happen eventually one of these days. That is a fact. Anyway, will it be a friend of yours? Will it be your coworker? Will it be your mother or father? Will it be your son or daughter? Will it be you who gets injured on a bus? The only thing we can be sure of is it will happen eventually to a Brockton resident's loved one, and it can become completely avoided if just one of our elected representatives will listen to his or her conscience and do the right thing. Act now and publicly address this threat. If you agree with me, don't be afraid. Don't wait to be a victim. I strongly urge all residents, including members of Brockton's vibrant immigrant community, the Cape Verdean community, the Haitians, Jamaicans, etc., who ride the buses, to tell your friends and neighbors and co-workers who ride the buses to contact the mayor's office or your city councilor and talk to your community leaders and express your concerns for why you have not been informed of this threat on the bus. And continue contacting them until they respond. Get together in a group. Go down to the mayor's office. Express your concerns. Get together in a group. Go to wherever your community leaders are and ask them, what's going on? Why haven't you told us about this? Don't you care about us? You're our city leaders. You're supposed to help and protect us. Where are you? Help us. I want to now take the opportunity to address some comments to my posts on the Brockton Hub. In addition to the threat on BAT, I have addressed Mayor Sullivan and the City Council passing a $300 million bond to cover unfunded liabilities in the city's pension and retirement fund in the middle of the night with no public debate with the people. Anyway, a gentleman named Craig stated that I should be given the title Brockton Blabbermouth. That's right, Brockton Blabbermouth. I know it's awful, at least I'm getting comments. I responded to Mr. Craig in another post. I said, if standing up and questioning the fact that Mayor Sullivan and the City Council have stated that the safety of your children and family to go on a bus safely is not a concern for the city, and that Mayor Sullivan and the Brockton City Council just saddled the taxpayers and property owners of Brockton with paying back $300 million plus interest over the next 30 years with no public debate, then I proudly accept the title Brockton Blabbermouth. I will wear it with pride. Now I wanted to say, I will be appearing, I just got confirmation last night, that I will be appearing on Keith Hayes' podcast, Sinister One Productions, on Tuesday, January 9th at 7 p.m. to talk about this threat on the BAT bus. If you go to Keith Hayes' podcast, it's being publicized. There is a link there to my YouTube channel that you can view all my videos. And of course, it'll also be on Zoom, and you can join the debate. It should prove to be a lively debate. It will be I will be his first guest for the new year, 2024. He has a very large audience. It'll be a group of people that I haven't addressed yet, but it will keep me moving forward in my attempts to get the city to address this. The more people I can get to talk about it, the more social platforms I can get on, the better it is. My progress, I keep moving forward. I'm also hoping that on this, once I finish this podcast with Keith, that it will generate more interest, because I'm trying to get on some radio talk shows now. I'm waiting for a couple of callbacks, and based on this, my performance on this podcast, hopefully they will have me on their show talking about issues in Brockton. Okay, now I want to go now to. Also, I wanted to say, in the 2 weeks that I have been posting messages on the Brockton Hub, I have been spreading the message. I have received over 200 comments, shares, and likes, and that does not include the people who viewed my posts but did not comment. I also have had a 400% increase in the views of my videos on my YouTube channel, @BATBUSGUY, all capital letters. I have other events planned for 2024. Is going to be the defining year in this issue. I'm either going to succeed or I'm going to fail, but it's going to be a very interesting year. I want to announce that due to the fact that Mayor Sullivan, who is also chairman of BAT's advisory board, is fully aware that dozens of Brockton residents' safety has been threatened on BAT and has refused my dozens of requests to please, in the interest of public safety, issue a public statement before an accident occurs and a Brockton resident is seriously injured, along with the fact that the city solicitor has stated in a certified letter to me that the city will have no further comment because they do not consider this a City of Brockton issue. They consider it a BAT issue. Therefore, I believe that Mayor Sullivan has crossed the line and become a clear and present danger to the public safety in Brockton. Therefore, I am seriously looking into having Mayor Sullivan removed from office through a recall petition. I contacted Sydney Scrivani, the executive director of the Election Commission here in Brockton. We discussed the recall petition process, and she sent me the necessary documents. The Massachusetts Declarations of Rights in Article 8 provides for the redress of grievances by its inhabitants, meaning all citizens of the state. Section 1.1, the right to recall. It states, the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts reserve the power to recall any elected official holding a state, county, or district office. One of the grounds for recall is misfeasance. It's spelled misfeasance. Now, the definition of misfeasance in office is when a public official undertakes a duty of responsibility but fails to carry it out with proper care, skill, or diligence, while the act itself may be lawful, the negligence or improper execution of that act leads to harmful consequences. That is a definition of malfeasance. And I believe that once all these documents and all this has been heard by whoever has determined whether this recall can go through, once they see all the evidence, they will prove that this is true. He's guilty of Mr. Mayor. The mayor's guilty of malfeasance. The only other requirements I need for a successful recall petition are I have to wait until the mayor serves the first 6 months of his new term of office, which begins in January. I also have to collect the required number of signatures of registered voters. In this case, based on the amount of people who voted, registered voters who voted, I would need to collect a little less than 2,500 certified signatures of registered voters here in Brockton, which will trust me, that will not be a problem. So, all you people who did not participate in this election, and all you people who want to vote again, all the ones who voted for Mr. Fontaine, and all the ones who now feel that they made a mistake and didn't vote, if I succeed, you will have another chance to vote again, and Mayor Sullivan will not be on the ballot. So I said, I say to Mayor Sullivan, you are on notice. You have 6 months now to 6 months to get your house in order and address this threat on the buses, or I will proceed. I'm not saying I will do it. I will seriously look into proceeding to do this recall petition. And also say, let me say this, I may fail, but I will try. I will never stop speaking out to stand up and defend the people's right to safely get on a bus. I'm proud to be the voice of the low-income immigrant population of Brockton who have no voice at City Hall, where their community leaders where are their community leaders and city councilors? Why aren't you doing what I'm doing? You should be doing this, not me. Why aren't they fighting for your right to safely get on a bus? Let me reach out now to the Brockton's community leaders. I'm asking you to contact me at my number at the bottom of your screen, my email number there, and let's make plans to sit down and have a conversation on this bat threat. And allow me to come to your community and speak with your constituents. I also want to invite all the community leaders to come on my show as a guest and sit here with me and talk to the people of Brockton about this bat threat. That's your job. You're the community leaders. You have to lead your community. Lead your community. I would also, if you would like to be a guest on my show or join me in on Zoom, please contact me on my email on the bottom of your screen. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.